Good morning students. On previous session we learned about 1D array concept in Java programming. Okay, initialization to 1D array, what are the types of array, okay, how to access the array elements, etc. Today we start with the what is 2D array or two-dimensional or multi-dimensional array, okay, how to initialize that array and how to access that array, okay, from your 2D array, access the elements from your 2D array, okay, and also know about the memory representation of an array, okay. So let's start today's session. Here the types of array, there are two types of array. One is one dimensional array and another one is your 2D array or two dimensional array, okay. Already we learn about the array concept in one dimensional, okay. All the previous sessions are comes under your 1D array, okay. So let's go to our 2D array. What is 2D array, okay. So a two-dimensional array is a collection of elements placed in rows and columns, okay. To declare two-dimensional arrays includes two subscripts, of which one specifies the number of rows and other specifies the number of columns, okay. Subscripts are used to reference an element in an array. So here, what is subscript? Whatever you write in your that is nothing but your size, okay, or whatever you write inside your square parenthesis, okay, or square bracket. So that is known as your what? Subscripts, okay. It means in two-dimensional array there are we use two square brackets, okay. Here one square bracket is represented as your row and another square bracket represented as your column, okay. So let's see how it work, okay. Now, what is the syntax of your 2D array, okay. So here the syntax of your 2D array, that is, first you have to define the type, okay, then your array name, then after then you have to use the square bracket open close two times, okay, equals to new, then whatever your type is, then after then you have to write down the number of rows and number of columns, okay. How whatever you can write here, okay. If number of rows is 4 or 5, like this, anything you can write here, okay. So or also you can represent by this method, that is type, then your square bracket open close, then your array name equals to new type of row and column, okay. So this is the syntax of your array, okay. Here I take the example, that is int. The int is my type, that is a integer type, then array name is my array, then square bracket open close, then equals to new int of my size. That means 4 number of rows are there and 5 numbers of columns are there, okay. Means in my array, that is 4 number of rows and 5 numbers of columns, okay. Also instead of the above line you can write the below line to represent the same way, okay. The below line is the preferred way in Java to write the create and declare the array, okay. Here I show the diagram here, that is total number of rows and columns. Here total number of rows are what? 4 numbers of rows in it, and total columns are 5, okay. So if you access or if you want to know what is the position of your first element of your array, that is the position of a of 0 and 0, okay. That is your position of your array, okay. Like that, if you want to access the second element from the array, then the position will be a of 0 and 1, then like that a of 0 of 2, a of 0 3, like this, okay. And if the number of row increases or if you go to the next row, then the first value changed here, that is 1, okay. So the first in the second row of first element, that is the element is a of 1 of 0, okay, like that. So in two-dimensional array it is represented in a tabular form, okay. That means in number of rows and number of columns. So the total numbers, what is the total numbers? to store in your array, or how many elements store inside it, inside the my array. So the total number of element is equals to, that is total element is equals to number of rows multiplied by number of columns. Number of rows are 44 and number of columns is 5. That means total element is my 20. Okay, it means in my array we can store up to 20 elements. Okay, so this is the two dimensional array. Okay, okay, next, also we can access the elements using your array position. Okay, if you want to access the array element of a of 2 then whatever this is the position. Okay, if whatever the value or whatever the data inside it, it will be retrieved. Okay, so for the accessing, also for storing, we both use the what, that is the your subscript value or your indexing number to retrieve or accessing the 2D array or store the elements inside the array. Okay, so also we can use this method to store the array using your curly braces concept. Okay, that is already done by in 1D array also. Okay, so how to do that? To do that, int marks, then number of rows, that is it's let's say 2, and number of columns, let's say 3. Okay, then here I write down the two curly braces. Okay, inner curly braces, the first curly braces open and close, that is the values are 0 0 0, that is what, this is the first row, or this is represented as your first row of your array, or that is the marks array. Okay, and the next curly braces open close, that is the triple 1 1 comma 1 comma 1, that is the second row of your array. Okay, if you see what is the block diagram of the marks array, that is here, this is my array, number of rows are 2 and number of columns are 3. Okay, so in the first row the values are 0 0 and 0, and on the second row the values are 1 1 and 1, and this is my mark array. Okay, clear? If you want to access the first element, then my array is, that is marks of 0 and 0, so that the value is retrieved, that is 0. If you want to print marks, that is 0 of, let it be 2. Okay, so what is the output? This also output as what, 0, means what is the position, 0 of 2, that means this is our 0 index of 2, this is our 2 index, then this value will be retrieved. Okay, if we change the position or anything else, like instead of 0 here I write down the 1, that means in one row second column is this, then the value will be 1. Okay, in this the value will be 1 is printed. Okay, so in this way we can also initialize the array. Okay, let's do a program. Okay, that is using of 2D array. Okay, so this is a example to 2D array. Okay, let's see here, total mark, then instead of student, let's take as the mark is my array name, and here I start the 2 open close of your square bracket, that means the mark is represented as your two-dimensional array, okay, with the size of, that is new int, then have to write down my number of rows and number of columns. Let it be my number of rows is 2 and number of column is 3. Okay, clear? Now if you want to put the values inside it, so how to do that? You can use for loop to insert the numbers or insert the elements to your mark array. Okay, so here in two-dimensional array we have to use two for loops. Okay, one outer loop and another one is your what, inner loop, to store the data. Okay, how to do that? Or first, the outer loop is your represented as your row. Okay, what is the number of rows? Here the number of rows is 2. Okay, so here I is equals to 0 to what, the range is up to 2 and then I plus plus. And in your inner loop, that is for inner loop is for what, that is your column. Okay, inner loop is represented as your column, that is, let's take j equals to 0 to j less than, this is up to what, 3. Okay, then j plus plus. Okay, then inside the inner loop we have to write down the code. Okay, so here system out dot print ln, or here also I can write down a statement, that is system out dot print ln. Okay, here I write okay, first I have print the I value, okay, with the string, that is row. Okay, just it represented as first row, second row, like that. Okay, now system out dot println, then enter the element, or you can write enter the data. Okay, now we are using to store the data, what, we are using the mark of what, first is row and second one is my column, that is mark of ij. Okay, is equals to what, I am using the scanner object with your what, next int method to retrieve the value or get input from your user. Okay, so this is it. All right, now if you want to print the array element, okay, is, let's say we are print in the position of mark of 1 of 1. Okay, I want to print the mark of 1 position data. Okay, let's compile the program. So class is compiled successfully, there is no syntax error. Create the object of your array. Now call your total mark sheet. So here it is asking 0 row and here it is asking for the enter data. Let's take first data is 2, second data is 3, third data is 4, means first row is completed. Okay, now I am going to the second row, that is the 1 row. Okay, let's take 3, 4 and 5, then go to the array element is here it is my array element, that is 4. Okay, means the position of your what, this is the my program, the position of 1 is what, 4. Okay, clear? If you see here the number of rows and number of columns, I already told you that the total number of elements stored in a two-dimensional array is row multiplied by column, means total elements are 2 multiplied by 3, that is 6. So here I stored 6 values in your array. Okay, if you want to print whole the array, okay, uh, okay, then you have to use two for loop. Okay, how to do that? This is the same as your input, just instead of the this line, just print the system just we have to write down the printing statement here. Okay, so first write down the for loop, that is int I is equals to 0, I less than 2. The outer loop is my row, then I plus plus. After then inside my inner loop for int j is equals to 0, j less than of 2, j less than of column, that is 3. Okay, then j plus plus. Now here I print the system out dot println. Okay, or here I write down like this, so that rows that are showing in one single row. Okay, so the mark of what, the first I of j. Okay, then here I concatenate with a escape sequence, that is slash t. Okay, clear. And in my outer loop or end of my column, I have to given a statement to go to the next line. So system out dot print ln, that's it, bracket close. Okay, so let's compile the program. There is no error. Close the output window, create a instance of your class, call the total method. Let's input the data, 2 4 5, then the second row. Okay, here the total row is total data in your array is displayed, that is for in first row 2 4 and 5 we have already entered, and in the second row that is 6 4 and 3. Okay, so this is all about your 2D array. Okay, in 2D array you can use the for loop, means outer loop and inner loop, to access the row and column. Okay, clear. Also, if you write down instead of I, you can write down here R and C, so that is easier to you to represent the row and column. Okay, instead of your I and J. Okay, so here instead of I write down what, R, that is represented as your row, and instead of J it is represented as your C, that is column. Okay, also in your this mark of R and C. Okay, like that also you can do in this way also. Okay, let's see the memory representation of your array. Okay, first we have to see the how memory represent in your 1D array. Okay, so here it is the block diagram or the diagram. Okay, here I write down the memory block of marks 0, marks 1, marks 2, and marks 3 and marks 4 with the base address, that is 2001 2003. This is the approximate address. Okay, and store the value marks of 51 62 43 74 and 55 respectively. Okay, so here if you see the marks array, okay, this is represented as your what, integer array. Means if you see here, that is mark is represented as, or declaration is done by this way, this is the single dimensional array, right? That is marks is equals to new marks of what, total number of rows, total number of size, that is size is what, 5. Okay, so this is the mark statement. Okay, let's see the 2001 2003 2005, these are the memory address. Okay, and the last position is, let's take 2011. Okay, so how it is represented. Okay, already I told you in a array concept the memory representation is as your sequential order. Okay, and if you see here the type of your array, that is your int, then what is the size of your int type? That is what? 2 bit. Okay, sorry, 2 byte. Okay, so if the memory position started at 2001, then in first size will be what? 2. Okay, then 2001 plus 2 equals to 2003. This is my second memory address. All this size also 2. Okay, so it is 2003 plus 2 is equals to 2005. Like this, in this way we can represent the memory address of your array. Okay, clear? This is all depend on your what? The size or whatever your type is. Okay, if you use the long type, then the size also increases. Okay, if you use the short type, that is the smaller one, okay, then the size will reduce. Okay, so the memory of your array, that is depend on your what? Type of your array. Okay, clear? So this is the representation of your 1D array. Okay, if you see the next, that is the memory representation of 2D array, that is, let's take a example of sort. Okay, of pay. Here I create a pay array. Okay, new of number of rows and columns are 5 and 7 respectively. Okay, so in this pay array, what is the total number of elements? That is number of row multiplied by number of column, that is equals to total elements of 35. Okay, if you see here, the sort is your what? The type. Okay, then whatever the sort types memory occupy, okay, that is multiplied with your what? Total number of rows columns with your type. Okay, so this is calculated as your total byte, means the pay array. Okay, the pay array will store that much of bytes in your memory. Okay, here what is the size of your what? Sort, that is 2. Okay, multiplied by what is the number of columns? The number of columns are, sorry, number of columns is 5 and number of column is what? That is 7. Then total bytes is 70. It means the array or the pay array, okay, the size of your memory, or it is occupy the size up to that 70 byte in your memory. Okay, so this is all about the memory representation of your 2D array. Okay, okay, so let's do a program, okay, using your array concept. Okay, so here the question is, write a program to calculate grades of 5 number of students from the 3 test scores. Okay, means 5 numbers of students are there and number of test scores are 3. Okay, or you may take it as 3 subjects mark. Okay, so we have to calculate the grade of the 5 students. So how to do that? This is, let's take an array. This is my class name. Okay, next create the main method, that is public static void main. Okay, so inside the void main method, let's create an array. Okay, that is the 2-dimensional array, that is name as your marks. Okay, let's take, that is float type of marks. Okay, 2-dimensional array, so it is the square bracket open close 2 times. Okay, equals to new of your type, then the number of students is 5, so number of row is 5 and number of subjects are, or number of test scores are 3. Okay, means column is represented as your subject name and the rows represented as your student. Okay, student 1 2 3 4 like this. Okay, next let's take another array, that is total. Okay, so float total, this is a single dimensional array, so here I put down the 1 square bracket open close equals to new float of, let's take the size is up to 5. Okay, 5 total marks, because each and every student have there are 5 students, so the total marks is 5. Okay, so इसलिए that's why the total array size is 5. Okay, now create a character array to store your what, grade. Okay, is equals to, this is also new of type character of 5. Okay, that's it. Next, take another variable, that is average, and let's take two, that is the looping variable, that is int I and j. Okay, also you can initialize in your for loop, but in this program we are writing for loop minimum at least for 3 to 4 times. Okay, so that already defined the I and j. Okay, so let's start. Now we have to enter the marks of your each and every student. So, that marks are stored in your what, marks array. Okay, this is the 2-dimensional array. Okay, so here I am using the for loop to store the array elements I less than of 5. This is for your what, row. Okay, I plus plus. Okay, now here I am writing down, that is the system out dot println. Okay, this is enter the marks for the student. Okay, that is student number of 1 2 3, like this way. So this is I plus 1. Okay, clear, this is my ending. Next, here I am writing the inner loop, that is for your what, column. So j equals to 0, j is less than of 3, because of there is 3. Okay, j plus plus. Then here I am writing what, display a message to enter the marks, that is system dot out dot println, that is marks in subject. Okay, subject of, that is j plus 1 1 2 3. Okay, clear. Now we have to store the marks, right? So marks of I, that is the number row and column, is equals to, okay, what, sc dot next float method. Okay, clear, this is the ending of your what, the inner for loop, and this is the ending of your outer for loop. Okay, here I am using the scanner object sc, but not define my scanner object, right? So let's create the scanner object first. Scanner sc equals to new scanner system dot in. Okay, that's it. So in this way we can store the 5 students marks, okay, in your marks array. Okay, let's now calculate the total and always average, and according to that we have to display the grade. Okay, so for that I am using the another for loop, that is I equals to 0 and I less than of 5, I plus plus. Now I am initializing array of a position of total I, okay, is equals to 0. Okay, by default it's initialized to 0, so that the calculations done by the 0. Okay, then I am taking the inner loop, that is j equals to 0, j less than equals to, that is 3, then j plus plus. Okay, now I am to calculate the total marks. To calculate that, total of what, I, this is the array index. Okay, plus equals to means we are adding total with your marks of ij, that is I of j. Okay, that's it. Clear? Now we have to calculate the average. We got the total. Okay, so now we have to calculate the average. Average is equals to total, whatever the total value is, total of I divided by 3. Okay, because there are 3 numbers of subjects are there. Okay, now we have to calculate the grade. So let's take if condition here, average is less than 45.0. okay, if average is less than 45.0, then what, the grade of I is stored, this is a character array, so it's D. Okay, else if average is less than what, let's take 60.0. okay, grade of I is equals to C. okay, like this. Else if average of less than what, 75. okay, so the grade of I is equals to, let's take this is as B. okay, now else this is grade of I is equals to A. okay, done. So here we calculate the total mark, average, then the grade. okay, and all the values are stored in grade. okay, now we have to print the result. So for printing the result, again I am taking another for loop. I equals to 0, I less than of 5, I plus plus. okay, now system dot out dot println, here I am writing the student, what, student number of 1 2 like this, so this is I plus 1. okay, now system out dot println, I have to show the total marks is equals to concatenate with total of I. okay, here I am printing the single dimensional array of total array. okay, now again I am writing the printing the grade array, that is println system out dot println, then the grade is equals to concatenate with grade of I. okay, here square bracket close, then bracket close. okay, this is to display the data. okay, then this is the end of my method and this is the end of my class. okay, and this is the end. okay, so this is for displaying result. okay, and this for loop is for calculation. okay, and the first one is for what, to input. okay, let's compile the program. So compile, class is compiled successfully and there is no errors. okay, let's run the program. okay, call the main method. So here it is asking for enter the marks for student 1, marks of subject 1. okay, so let's take mark of subject 1 is 67, marks of subject 2 is 87, and the third one is, let's take 67, like that in student 2. okay, then student 3, Okay, then student 4. Okay, then student 5. There is a out of bound error. Why? Because I am putting a equals to sign here, that's why it's a out of bound exception, already told earlier. Okay, so here this is not as equals to, this is less than 3. Okay, let's save the program and compile again and run the program again. Okay, now let's do it quickly. Okay, here the displays the whole 5 students marks simultaneously. The student 1 total marks is 208, grade is B. Student 2 total marks is 135, grade C. Total marks of student 3 is 196, grade B. Student 4 is 175, grade C, and student 5 is 198, grade B. So this is all about the array concept. Okay, you can calculate whole the result in a single code. Okay, or multiple number of data. Okay, so this is the concept of your array in your Java program. Okay, so this is all about the today's session. If you have any doubt, then you can text me. Thank you. Have a nice day.